So good evening. I might have just been muted, so I'm gonna just do that again for everyone in the back who did not hear. But hey, y'all, hey, I got some hair on my lip. It happens. Oh, there it is. Oh, goodness. Oh, that was so uncomfortable. Hey, it's Coach Tay. It happens. Listen, you got to roll with it. You got to roll with it as it comes. But hi, guys. It is Coach Tay. Hopefully, you can hear me now. And I am here to continue our Sex versus Intimacy series. And today hold on. Oh, bless that. Hopefully that was muted, but excuse me, little under the weather. But we're gonna keep it moving. So we're talking about sex versus intimacy, and I've been going live every single Monday this week. I'm sorry, this month. To talk a little bit about what they are, what they encompass, what the differences are, and the benefits of both. So, if you are new here, hey lover, how are you? Welcome to the party. And we're talking about, summer bodies are made in the winter and wellness this, wellness that. So, we know that here at Bedroom Candy we push the whole year round wellness and holistic health. So, as an intimacy coach, I wanted to just kind of start off with a series to just educate everybody on what sex is, what intimacy is, the differences between the two, and then just kind of provide a few informative, fun tidbits to kind of help you understand the breakdown. And yeah, so let's get into it. This will be every Money Making Monday of January. And yeah, just, if you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, drop them in the Chizat, hashtag. I have a bunch under here, but health is wealth, wellness, intimacy, better together. Listen, all of that. BK opportunity because it's out here. Okay, get that bag. I'm just saying. So let's get into it. Now, I don't know if y'all been following, but if you have, this is day 6. We get into day 6. So we started off talking about what sex was. We know that's the physical component. And then we broke down what intimacy was. We know that is the mental and the emotional component. Then we talked about communication, the importance of it, kind of vulnerability and the emotional connection. We talked about trust and, opening the floor for that. So we've talked about a lot so far. So I kind of want to slow it down. And then we, ended last week talking about mindfulness and being in the moment. So this week, we kind of want to just dive into shared goals and values, meaning let's discuss how those goals that we have both individually and collectively are aligning. Yep, that's important. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Excuse me, is this thing on? I like to do that. I'm gonna say that again. So we want to discuss how aligning our goals, both individually and collectively, how they create a sense of unity. We kind of want to just take a look at that. How do they mesh? Do they mesh? If they don't, then let's talk about why. Or is it a possibility that they can? And again, keep in mind, we're talking about sex and intimacy. So, say a shared goal in sex is climax. Duh. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna pump the brakes. Let's break down what a goal is, okay? So, we know that it is something that to achieve, essentially, right? Like that's that's essentially what we want, an objective that we're trying to reach, right? Some sort of effort we're moving toward, or Either way, some sort of desired result. Like that's essentially what we know to be a goal, right? So then we talk about and that could vary depending on who you are, where you come from, what you want, what your life looks like, what you want your life to look like. And we're talking about individually here. So just think about that and how that ties into having to even consider the other person's, you know. But for the sake of conversation, let's say the desired goal is climax. Everybody wants to reach the end of the rainbow and get the gold. So, so let's talk about, and that goes back into the previous conversations we've had. Let's talk about communication, the best ways, effective communication, comprehension, okay, being able to listen effectively, figure out what the other person wants, what the other person needs, especially when they are verbalizing it to you. Sometimes that's hard for people to do, to verbalize a need or a want to even their loved one. It can be testy because you kind of want to maintain some sort of individualism, but and that comes with individual growth, which you should always kind of be focused on. But you grow collectively, or you grow with your partner as well. You grow in partnership to that person, with that person, for that person, to that person. Um, so yeah, so value. So that's goal. So everybody, okay, what we want, essentially. That's what we'll say the goal is. Value. So it's pretty much, and we're going to break down, we're just breaking down the definition so that we can get into the conversation. So goal is something we want, something we desire, something that we put an effort to in order to get a desired result. Okay. And just, Google it, Wikipedia, whatever, do what you got to do in a dictionary. That'd be great. Just, fill the pages, smell the book. I digress. But so yeah, so you just kind of understand what the basis of these words mean so that you can actually have a perspective and stand on that and be confident in that. So value is the regard for something that you uh, hold with importance, or you put a worth to something, or usefulness. So, for instance, I don't know, a charity, and you give a certain amount yearly. So your support is of great value because it's helping clothe and feed and provide fresh water for some individual. I don't know, I'm just making up stuff. But that's the value. So it's whatever is of importance, or of useful, of usefulness, um, or just something is held to like a deserving um, sort of inkling. So, okay, so goal, something we want, value, something we hold in high regard. Okay, we'll go with that. Now, breaking down the two and explaining how the shared aspirations can contribute to both sexual satisfaction and I get excited about good news, and the emotional connection. So the sex and the intimacy is what we're talking about now. So, for instance, say, now we're still talking about goals and values and them being shared. So, okay, yes, we both want to climax. That's a shared goal, all right? Shared value. We both want to feel, satisfied, or I don't know, maybe that's different. It's kind of like it's kind of like the first one, but safe. Let's go with safe. We both want to feel safe in each other's arms afterwards. Okay, that's the intimacy part. So there is a shared value, okay, in the intimacy and in the actual act of sex, the physical act of it. So that's where we marry together the goals and the values. So we both we'll climax together. Okay, high five in the air for that. Um, and then we both feel safe after the act of, just being in each other's arms and embrace and just whatever happens after that. So that could be the shared aspiration that you contribute. Okay. For both this, you got the sexual satisfaction part covered, and you got the emotional connection because I feel safe in your arms. Ooh ooh ooh. Okay, okay. And roll with me, roll with me. Almost there. So, lastly, we talk about exploring and communicating those shared goals. So I know it's hard sometimes to say what you like or maybe what you don't like might be harder. Okay. And that's okay. That's all right. So alignment is essential. Okay. When you're looking to share a life with someone. So just keep that in mind. Okay. And when you have the opportunity to share your goals and values both individually and collectively, okay, what they may be, um, in my professional opinion, it yields way better communication and way better results in transparency. Just um, from feedback with clients and we have couple events all the time, and it's just, man, we're just, you can talk about everything else. You can talk about everything else. So I encourage you to speak to each other and just seek to comprehend, not necessarily seek to communicate, because usually we're just waiting for the other person to stop talking. So just listen to what's needed by your partner, um, and I guarantee, okay, better sex and better intimacy. So again, let's recap it, and then I'll share a few communication um, kind of goals for you guys to do and kind of practice and just go by, okay, to end us off. So, in regards to holding something of importance, that's what we consider to be value. And of course, goal is something, a desired result that we want, depending on your effort. Your result is a direct result. Your result is a direct result of your effort, okay? Um, and I'll leave you with this. So, examples of things that you can kind of do to help you communicate those shared values and shared goals, or say you need to communicate your individual goal. I got you. This is how you be clear and concise, straight to the point. Don't beat around the bush, male or female, because I know where y'all going with this. But either way, be clear, be concise. Prioritize your most important message, both while you're thinking and brainstorming and getting your points together, and while you're communicating it to the other partner. Okay? So be clear, be concise, prioritize the important message. What's the main point that you want to drive home to him or her? Okay? Um, if you need to do research, listen, reading is fundamental. So use data, use research to support whatever your message is if you need to back it up. Sometimes people need to see a little paperwork or a little paper trail to believe you. So, and that's that's okay. Remove any acronyms and any like highly technical language because nobody wants to hear that. Just again, go be clear, be concise. Make your communication more inclusive. So, for instance, I've been very careful to say partner as opposed to he or she because it makes me know never mind. Okay, whatever you identify as, hopefully, I know partner will encompass everyone. So just be careful to communicate with inclusive language. Um, Also, I will say to just kind of keep everyone updated. So if something changes, if you change, or I don't know, something affected you and you got triggered, and now you have to work on something. Listen, communicate that to your partner. Let them know, ooh, I thought this, but now this, or ooh, I thought that, but now this. Just whatever that looks like for you. Please keep everyone involved um, abreast of how the feelings are flowing, because a lot of times that affects how we treat each other. And we're talking about sharing our goals and our values, and of course one of our goals should always be to make it work and communicate effectively, things of that nature. So hopefully that was helpful. But all right, y'all, look, I got to go. I got another meeting, but this was, what is this, day 6? Okay, so this was day 6. We talked about shared goals and values in our sex versus intimacy series, and hopefully you enjoyed that. I know you did. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and tell your friends and your enemies to tell their friends and their enemies. And come on by. Let's have the conversation. Let's talk about it, because health is wealth. And you heard it here first from Coach Tay. And I'll talk to y'all next time. Holla. Remember to catch flights. Not feelings. Holla. Not for real. I mean, I'm just playing.